And here we are. Another 2 weeks went by. We're back.
What's up, everybody?
Corey's with us tonight.
Hey.
Shane and John, myself, and whoever else might appear behind me here. Like that. What a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's definitely crazy, right? I think we can all agree on that. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
There is a lull in collecting, I think, for a lot of us, honestly. McFarland's been putting them out, but to be perfectly honest with you, the ease at getting some of them, that's really about the only collecting I've been able to do. I mean, what is this, month 5 of no new Joes?
Yep.
I mean, we're so other than Shane, he was fortunate enough to snag one that I don't think any of the rest of us have seen yet. So that's cool. Hey, Timothy, what's going on?
What's up, Tim?
So we're going to talk about some stuff, and then I'm hoping to maybe try to trigger a conversation because there's been a lot of talk. I guess the Atlantic that magazine, it's a liberal rag, so I don't pay any attention to it. But they had a article in it recently that was talking about the decline in the absolute mess of American pop culture that the last specifically couple of years, I believe, has been. So, and I think we're talking comics, we're talking movies, we're talking, video games, and even toy collecting is in there. That it's interesting. So I wanted to try to trigger a conversation with you guys. So stick around for that. Try to get a little more interactive tonight. Shane, why don't you just go show us the latest Grail, because
Apparently it is.
It kind of is right now. So yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay. So everybody, I showed this a couple of weeks ago, but I waited till tonight to open it, and it's the dial tone. I was fortunate enough to. A lot of people do right now. Fortunate enough to get this from a guy in our group. He had an extra. He said he got it from Amazon. So, some people got their order from Amazon. But I was wanted to open it because we talked about maybe some quality QC issues with it. This is why it's not come out. So I was just going to open this up and let you guys see. And we can look at it as best possible online and see if we see anything wrong with it. Let me get this.
As a related matter, I was on Hasbro's Pulse this evening because I still can't log in as myself for some reason, but I can still view it. That was back up for pre-order.
These dial tones were?
Mm-hmm.
So
the claw was back up for pre-order.
Huh, cool. So he's out of the box. There's going to be some crackling because this packaging has got really stiff over the last couple of months, years.
Crackle away will be.
The first thing I want to take out is the backpack, because I had heard that was a lot of the issue as to why these weren't getting released yet. So I want to take it out first and see. People said the mic was breaking off of the backpack instantly and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to pull it out.
Not that G.I. Joes have mic issues or anything.
Yeah, for real.
$700 mics from OG figures.
If it is, I can
they
see why.
complain because you didn't attach them, so you'd lose them back in the old days.
Right.
Now they're complaining because you're attaching them and breaking off.
That's right. Lord,
Nobody's happy, are they?
No.
See, let me go to full screen here so
yes,
we can get a better view of these things here.
I'll get my eyes on.
So right away, it comes out, and there's no problem with the mic that I see yet. It only goes so far down, which is understandable because as far as you need it.
Sure.
It only goes so far back. But the detail on this thing is amazing. I don't know if you guys can see the wiring.
Oh, nice.
On the inside.
That's nice, man.
The side has different little, looks like an eyeball, like a camera. The side is just a pouch and a mic. The back.
Shane, how thin is the mic boom itself?
It's not really that thin. I'll be honest with you. It's pretty thin. I would say probably a good 3/16 thick. It's got a fan here on the backpack, and then it's got like some type of board here. It looks like another pouch on the bottom, but I don't see any issues with the backpack. Mic is pretty solid. I mean, it is not the rubber gun material for the mic. As you can see, it don't bend at all. So I don't know what the issue would be with the backpack. It looks great. Of course, he comes with his pew. Oh, surprisingly, it is not the rubber stuff neither. It is pretty legit. It is pretty.
Maybe that's the problem because I was going to the rubber stuff, getting away from the ridge.
And of course, he's got a little listening device. See if I can get it out. Yeah, I mean it's pretty sturdy too. Little handheld listening device. And it's pretty cool. Lord, I don't know if I ever get to figure out. Oh, there he comes. Tight waist band. Everything looks good. I don't see where there would be any QC issues, in my opinion.
Does he have the floppy legs from?
Nope. His legs are definitely going to have to be heated up.
I was talking about the floppy, not legs, but the hips from.
No, he ain't got no floppy ab crunch. Ab crunch is good.
Ain't nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that.
Beret comes off. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. So I don't know what the issue is, to be honest with you guys. Then of course he's got a knife and a handheld, looks like a handheld, maybe a cell phone looking type thing, which is tiny. Let me find that. So as far as I can see, there's no issues, man. I don't know what the problem would be as to why they're not getting shipped out. Unless, this was made before they moved to Vietnam. That would be my only guess on it, guys. It looks good. Feels great. Still, they're all still. But I ain't never going to be able to get that handheld device out. There it comes. Anyway, that don't matter. It's just like looks like a little cell phone. But as you can see, let's put the backpack on, see what anything might be wrong there, just for funsies. Backpack goes on tight. And it goes on tight. It looks good. It don't go. It's more. It don't look like a mic. It looks more like a eyepiece, to be honest with you.
It does, doesn't it?
Because that's as far as it'll go.
It looks like a lens too, doesn't it?
It does look like a lens. If you can get a
like it's like a heads up, like a HUD screen or something. It's kind of weird. Huh?
I guess we all always thought it was just a mic, but it looks like definitely a screen for an eyepiece. But it looks great.
Nice.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
That may be what people's trying to force that mic on down to his mouth.
Exactly.
Oh, maybe.
But
right?
literally, I mean, literally, that is, if you push it down, that is as far as the mic or eyepiece or whatever.
Whatever it is, yeah.
I mean, you can't push it any further. If you try, it's definitely going to break.
I almost guarantee it's what they're trying to do, forcing it down to his mouth.
Right.
They're breaking it on his shoulder.
Right. And then he's got I'm guessing this is on his belt loop is for the handheld device that he's got with him, like a cell phone loader.
Yeah.
Or I don't think the listening device don't look like it will fit in there. Yeah, it's probably for that little handheld, but I'm gonna tell you guys, it looks great.
Nice.
Let me catch
Can't
up on
wait.
some of these comments here.
Can't wait.
Let's see some of these comments here. There we go. Well, according to news reports, China says, yeah, we just heard that. So that's a good thing. Yes, and Hasbro did mention that that's going to be a temporarily unavailable.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit because that still stands as of right now. If it's a pre-order, it's temporarily unavailable.
Something tells me that's probably going to change Monday.
I don't know yet. If it isn't inked, we'll go into it in a little while. There's a few reports that came out last week that really made a mess of this, and Hasbro hasn't handled it well, to be perfectly honest with you.
I know he's talking about GameStop. I know GameStop's got a slew of G.I. Joes being released in late June.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think a lot of people.
And also the mustard and ketchup divers is up for pre-order right now. Hasbro Pulse in limited number.
Let's see the evening.
Oh, you're going to have to pay customs on that. You're going to get whacked with a $9 trillion custom tariff on it.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt.
Find it in their backpack, and that'll be it.
Yep.
Actually, apparently the deal with Great Britain has been inked, so
it has.
That's a duty. If anything, it's not really a tariff, but
right.
That's a different thing completely.
Right.
Well, no, I hope she finds you one because we have no idea where the rest of them are. So
none.
It is interesting that Amazon did get some though.
Right.
It's interesting. The distribution, I think it's safe to say distribution is still an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
I understand, but looking on Facebook, some GameStop's got them in a few quantities.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been to several GameStops over the weekend. I ain't seen none of them there.
Well, most of what I've seen on Facebook is out towards California and New Jersey, New York area.
Well, where the ports are.
Of course.
Just like at Cyborg Superman, a lot of the GameStops are getting a few and a few quantities of them right now, but they're supposed to get first dibs on them for some type of GameStop deal. Is what
I've heard of people finding that Cyborg Superman already around here.
I'd like to have him.
Who was it found one? Was it Sylvester? I think found one.
I have.
I think so. I think it was Sylvester.
Is it Red Label? Red?
No.
Do they have a Red Label one of it?
No, because he was done before. They did the page version.
They had one at Full Circle Toys, but I was thinking it had the Red Label on it.
I've actually noticed something.
I should take a picture of it because I can't remember now.
I know they done one. He had like a messed up hand or something, other like tentacles at one time.
Yeah, that was the Page Punchers one. The red labels are supposed to be for characters that have never been done before, period.
Okay.
Right.
But
maybe
that
was it platinum then?
Maybe been platinum.
Maybe it was platinum or something. I remember it had a label on it.
I've seen the Red Label Scarecrow from the Batman. Maybe he was just a different color.
Yeah, I don't know. McFarlane in the sticker game.
Yeah,
it's a game. So
that's all it is. A big game.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure they're sticking to their own new rules with the stickers either. So I just don't. I don't know how much. I don't know how much changed with him as far as attitude goes. Once it was announced that the license was going back to Mattel, but it's very clear from what they've said it wasn't the master license that went back to Mattel because they're still in talks. So who knows?
Did you get it down in his mouth?
Yeah, so it's down in his mouth.
Yeah.
I didn't have the backpack on. Right, that's my bad, guys.
Oh, there you go.
So it does, but it still looks like an optical for an eyepiece.
It does, doesn't it?
And yeah, the little small listening device does go in the belt.
Nice. It's a good looking figure. It's a classic Dalton.
It looks awesome. Great, man. Looks great.
I can't wait to get one. I hear you.
I'm gonna tell you, if I find any of you guys, will be the first to get them.
Exactly.
I'll buy every one I get my hands on.
Cool. Cool. Nice.
I'm still looking for that one and the Cobra tower thing.
The bunker?
Whatever comes with the trench viper or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the
No,
bunker.
those ain't been released yet. Those were
Yeah, they are.
exclusives and sold out.
Oh yeah,
months
they
ago.
are too.
People are getting them.
They getting them from
Oh, yeah.
overseas.
You're waiting for it to show up. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I thought you were looking for them at retail. No.
No, they
No,
ain't
I
gonna go
don't
for
think
retail for a
I
while.
haven't been billed, so
I've seen people putting them on eBay, but if you look, they're
Yeah.
from overseas.
yeah.
I think a lot of people ordered from that CDD
Yeah.
Canadian
Yeah.
website, and they've been getting them
Yeah.
here in the U.S.
Yeah, well,
So-
that's good. I can't pay for mine right anyway, so I
Yeah.
don't really care.
I am kind of looking forward.
That's a fact,
Exactly.
man. It is
I
going to
don't
be
care.
brutal.
You know, I watched the guy the other day that sat down and he did one of everything, including the Rattler. And he came up with $1,200 in pre-orders.
Yeah.
Just under $1,200 in pre-orders. And he admittedly said that he has more than one of, for troop builders and like that. So his bill was considerably higher than that. At this point in time, my bill is considerably higher than that. So
I told you though, half of that's mine though.
yeah, I know.
I will say I'm looking forward to Snake Element.
It's oh boy, it is really gonna be rough, and I guess that's what we're going to talk about here in a little bit. I am, anyways. Not feeling really very well appreciated by Hasbro at this point in time, considering that they've expected us to patiently put in pre-orders to the tune of 1,000 plus.
Yeah, for real.
Let's face it, since last October, because we still have figures on pre-order from last October.
Yeah.
And it just continues to rack up. And you know what, you guys, you want to talk about the last 100 days being tariff related? Fine. But how about the 4 months before that?
Yep.
So Hasbro really hasn't done right with us by us on this one. I'm sorry, they just haven't.
I agree.
I feel your pain. Emily's quit returning my phone calls.
Yeah.
Did y'all break up?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
She didn't put her feet on your couch enough.
Corey?
Yeah, well,
Yeah. We have a document for you to sign. Yeah.
How about some cons, Dave? You want to talk about some cons real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. I got my hotel room today for this. You better budget. You better start saving your money because Tennessee has a huge lodging tax. And I do mean huge.
Really?
Yep.
Mhm.
So, if you want to go to FarleyCon, you better start saving your money if you're going to end up staying over because
Right.
it was heavy,
Wow.
heavy. So,
You two go drop everything. Yep, you're right, Jay. They sure did.
but I'm still going. And
Yeah,
everybody else
this is
should
going to be a
too.
great one.
Because this is big time Joe heavy.
Yep.
There's some big names here. And not that we need to say it, but, everybody's getting older. We keep that in mind. Geez, how many did we lose in the last year?
Oh, a bunch. I lost one just the other day. What was his name?
We lost a couple of last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I can't remember. One of them was a comic artist. One of them was
Yeah.
I forget who the other one was.
It just slipped my mind.
Yeah, man.
This is what happens when
he
you get
does some
my.
stuff for he does some stuff for SpongeBob too, didn't he? I can't remember what his name is.
No idea. I don't know who you're talking about. I missed it, I guess. we had family around, tons of them for graduation down at Alabama, so I was kind of out of the loop for a few days. Nice. And yeah, called on hotel rooms for Joe Fest, and everybody's saying sold out at this point, which I find a little odd. But didn't they do that to us last year too?
I believe so.
They were saying sold out, but then when you called them on the phone, they're like, "We're not sold out." So,
Yeah.
So yeah, check
Probably
on that
the
too,
block.
guys.
Probably the block that they got reserved sold out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The discounted showgoer rate or something. But that's another thing. If you're planning on Joe Fest, you might want to jump on that too. At least start making some phone calls and look into it.
Gadsden.
I think no new.
The
Yeah, I
one
think
you
no new-
don't have to get a hotel room for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I
Also,
think no
you-
new products got everybody going to shows because they got money they want to spend. They ain't got nothing to spend. it.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's true.
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, we got June, July, August, September, and October, right?
Yes, sir.
So so yeah, go. And then there's Joe Fest. Yay.
And Joanna.
In September. Iron City Comic Con. I am going to that because there is an artist there that is the cover artist for a key Joe issue that I'm going to get his signature on. It's either 26 or 27.
For you Lord of the Rings fans, Sam Wise is going to be there also.
Oh yeah, he's going to be there.
It was
Yep.
27.
27. Thank you. What's
Sure
his name?
enough.
Shoot.
Sean
Aston.
Rolfe. What?
John Aston.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ashton.
thank you. Yep. Cool.
And Sauce probably wants to go to meet that SpongeBob voice actor.
Sweet. Yeah, the voice of SpongeBob is going to be at this one. And Spawn, the actor plays Spawn, is going to be there.
Oh, that Jai Michael White. Is that what his
Yeah.
name was?
Yeah.
Jai, whatever.
J. Michael White, I believe it is.
Something like that.
He's going to be there, yeah.
Boy, that was a long time ago now, wasn't it? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was like 2009.
What's
This one this one's in Tupelo. It's for the guys on this side of the state that might go.
May 24th. Boy, that's only a couple weeks away.
Yes, sir.
Really, it's fourth annual toy swap.
But it's kind of like the nerdy yard sale where everybody's been to it.
Uh-huh.
It's at the old textile mill in Tupelo,
Huh.
which just the place there is a picker store anyway, and it's fantastic if you ever like doing picking.
That's cool. How many vendors they're going to have there? Any idea?
It's usually full.
Huh.
They've got like
Cool.
2 huge parking lots, and it's usually full. I've been one time, and it's full. And they've got toys from all areas of life, man. They have pedal
Well, that's
cars.
just a Saturday deal, right?
Yeah, it's just a Saturday.
Yeah, that's cool, though.
But yeah, it's pretty big for anybody on the this side of Alabama,
Nice.
the northwest side of Alabama.
Mm-hmm. How far is that from you?
For me, probably about 45 minutes.
Oh, that's not terrible,
Yeah.
then, is it?
Yeah,
Cool.
that was
beans.
it.
I just checked on GameStop. They have 8 figures coming out in July,
Yeah.
middle of July.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
one of them is that Snake Eyes and the Bear.
Yep. Well, what did Hasbro had him in what, September?
Yeah, September.
September.
Wait a minute, I thought it was a Pulse exclusive.
That was supposed to be a Pulse exclusive.
Oh, I can pull it back up.
I thought it was.
Oh,
Or was it Fan Channel? I don't know.
There's
I
so
can-
many
Yeah,
I can't tell
GameStop
you.
isn't technically a fan channel.
No.
have a very good idea. put snake eyes in the snake harbor to fight the bear.
There you go. Well, then sometime in 2028, when we finally get this stuff, you can try that right out.
Yeah.
How's that?
No, it wasn't exclusive.
It wasn't? No, that's
No,
good.
it was not. No, Snake Eyes and the Bear was not an exclusive.
Cool. Yeah,
It
and that
was,
is true.
it's-
Timothy's right on that. GameStop really jumps the gun on their dates. They're always
That's
way
true.
early.
That's true, but sometimes you can
Oh, yeah,
sometimes
sometimes
they
they
actually
do.
ship them out early.
Yeah. You know what? The way things are right now, I ain't buying that because, I mean, gee, good Lord, 85% of the boats that were in the ocean turned around.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's no joke. 85% of the freight that
Yep.
was on the water turned around. That's going to take some time to sort out. So, I think those dates were probably set long before this
Yeah, probably so.
mess started. And we're still, and I mean, we are still dealing with whatever the heck was going on with manufacturing at the Hasbro end. We still don't know for sure. It's been rumored
Okay.
it's because of a move, but I don't know if that's actually ever been actually confirmed. So again, this is where Hasbro has a real hard time being particularly forthcoming with its customers, other than to talk us into giving us their money. They don't really, they're just not overly respectful to their customer base with this kind of nonsense. So John's phone was ringing. So
Yeah.
anytime you with John and you hear Yo Joe, you know he's got a phone call. So.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll fully.
Dave, was you looking for a Browning BAR for an custom action figure you was wanting to do?
Not me.
Like I thought it was like a you was wanting to do like a Vietnam era type guy or something other.
Mm-mm.
Joe.
Nope.
Battleverse, I just bought their Juliet pack of weapons. It's got two Brownings in it, two different styles of Brownings. I've never seen that.
Nope. When I did my unknown soldier from that custom from that Sergeant Rock, and just put a hush head on Sergeant Rock.
Oh, you was going to do a Snake Eyes at one time, I remember.
Oh no, yeah, I'm working with that. I got that M60 for him. He was a 60 gunner in Vietnam, and
Yeah.
Tommy had that XM, and Stalker had that. I think he had an M14 with a Starlighter on it, if I remember right.
But I'm pretty sure you gave him a spaz right now.
Who?
Stalker.
No, he doesn't have a spaz. There were no spazzes in Vietnam.
Well, I think it's a
No.
spaz right now.
If he is, he took Flint's gun or Falcon's gun. Actually, Falcon had a spaz. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to do now? What do you got, Corey? You got anything before we jump in here
Oh man, where to start?
at the beginning, please?
Richard picked this up for me last week. One of his hunts. The Bat Pod with Batman here. And I ordered Dakin here from off GameStop. And with him I got my pre-opened Michael Keaton 89 Batman. What else I got here? Finally got that Professor X, the Savage Land. I was over at Ollie's in Decatur, picked Indiana Jones up here,
Ba-dum-bum.
and when I was same trip, I went by GameStop over there and I picked up Adam Warlock. And when I was also at Ollie's, I picked up all four of these things from the Ghostbusters Frighteners. There's them two, and I got the other two here. I don't think I'm going to open them. I'm just going to kind of keep them closed. I had them when I was a kid. And to top it off, at Target, I picked up the 15th Hulkster.
Number 15, huh?
Brother, 15. That's number 15 right there. So, like I said, slow 2 weeks for me.
That's cool. Very cool.
Oh, and I got that Juliet weapons pack from Valorverse,
Mm-hmm.
which I already got the weapons redistributed everywhere. So
Cool.
yeah, that's pretty much all I picked up this week.
It's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
It's been an 11-figure 2 weeks.
I got a
That's
ton
pretty
of
good
stuff.
for 2 weeks.
Well, that's a lot for me for considering how it's been here lately.
Mm. Oh, I think I got 5 or 6 McFarlane figures in the last 2 weeks, but that's about it. And that's just because there's been a big old figure dump in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Drops figures pretty quick.
He's definitely put some out.
He is. I think he's going to start focusing on the Superman movie figures. So I'll probably get a break for a little while, maybe until August or something.
Yeah,
We'll
I just
see.
don't think they're going to sell.
They're not.
I've already heard bad stuff about the Superman movie.
Well, the one rumor that came out was so outlandish that no one would believe it, and it was within 12 hours or so. It was confirmed as true, and then I hate to say it, it just it already squashed that movie before it's even had a chance to hit the theaters. I can't even imagine. You know what? If it's true, and it actually makes it into the final cut of the movie, if Tim Gunn ever works again in Hollywood, it will be amazing to me, because it is that stupid. I just can't even imagine. I just can't.
I've heard dumber stuff, especially about the live action Masters Universe movie.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we're talking about the same rumor, but that the Superman rumor is so bad that I can't even imagine it being real. But
playing Superman.
It was confirmed. No, it's a lot worse than that. I'm not going to go into it. I'm just, that's kind of a spoiler thing, and we don't do that here. So
I heard something about.
Don't do that.
Good night, Emmett.
You've already said it's not true, so I'm allowed to say it.
Well,
they're not going to rename it something different within the opening by the end of the opening weekend, are they?
Yes. There is a catch line in the movie that is already all over the internet. People have already renamed the movie because he was dumb enough to put it in the movie.
Why not? The Thunderbolt's already done it.
Which we can't say on this channel. So, well, we could, but we'd probably get in trouble.
The New Avengers.
Yeah, the New Avengers. I know that's terrible too. That was pretty bad.
Everybody's all upset it spoiled a movie, but not really.
Marketing. That's just marketing.
If
you're that curious about the rumor on Superman and you don't care about spoilers, then go look it up. You'll find it within the first 2 seconds. And then you're going to sit there and go, "Are you serious?" Because it's real. So,
I also have some stuff that I wanted to show. To ask if you wanted me to sell these at show.
Well, I'm not worried about that right now.
I want to see I sell these robots. They're funny.
I don't think so, but
they have movable eyes and they talk.
Probably not, because they don't actually talk. Maybe next week you can refine the stand you've been working on, and you can show that no one wants to buy plastic guns.
No one wants to buy DC-17 blaster.
Nope.
I sell them in 2-packs.
Nope. You could sell them in a 6-pack and it wouldn't sell. Actually, you could sell them with a 6-pack and it wouldn't sell. So no, enough.
Oh, really? I'm gonna put some 6-packs.
All right. What do you got, John? Anything cool?
I got a bunch of vintage Joe stuff yesterday down at Wolf Den, but so this is a photo of the Masters Universe movie. Everybody's been talking about it for the last 2 days, so I sent it to Shane just to get everybody's opinion on it.
That's Tila.
Yeah, that's Tila.
With a
and of course that's Prince Adam.
I hope what I heard is a rumor, because if not, I might self-delete myself over this one.
Self-delete yourself?
Yeah.
I just won't go see it. I don't know about all that self-deletion stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't just why they got to include Earth every time they make the movie. We want to see Eternia. We
It
see
doesn't
Earth
make
in other
sense to me.
movies.
Right.
I want to see Eternia. That's what I want to see.
Right.
Well, see, the first movie held a special place in my heart because it was the first movie my stepdad and my mom took me to.
Well,
And
that's
they
cool.
started
I mean,
dating.
yeah. I mean, every almost everything has some demon quality for somebody.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, it's Masters of the Universe, not Masters of the Planet Earth. I mean, it's kind of what's I don't.
Well,
And I still have that memory, and the theaters is not even there no more.
and in 1987, you didn't have the special effects and things like you got now, so it's kind of understandable that they done it that way.
Right.
But this Tila looks almost identical to the Tila from the 87 movie. Her outfit's almost the same. I mean, it's very similar. And, you see people posting pictures of cosplayers that look like the action figure, and they're like, why can't they just do this?
What I've been reading is they are going to CGI the armor over top. It's what I've been reading.
Oh, really?
Yes. They're going to do that whenever they go into to fight or whatever. They're going to CGI armor over top of her. That way it looks like she's transformed into the Tila. The movie is going to be a combo between the 87 version and the original series, cartoon series.
So is
the
white is like the replaceable, like the green screen stuff used to be?
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe.
That's what I've been reading.
Hopefully the pink is the same. That's get CGI'd out.
Yeah.
No, what I heard, I'm not going to put no spoilers, but if you're into the classic Masters of the Universe lore, you're going to be disappointed.
Oh yeah,
well, we already knew
that. Already knew that.
Yeah, yeah.
For the simple factor on Earth.
Just by looking at this picture.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna give it a shot, but it's not looking like it's got great high hopes right now.
I mean, if he was here visiting his mom's family or something, that would make sense. But I mean, other than that, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
But apparently he was born on Earth, which
that's what I wasn't gonna say.
And so I don't know.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a different guy that's going to play the He-Man part. That's bigger.
Really?
That's what I've been reading. I don't know for sure. That's what I've been reading.
Weird, isn't it?
Supposedly he grew up on Earth for 30 years.
I was just going to say he's not the Hulk. That's funny. Huh.
That's what gets me. He spent 30 years growing up on Earth. Adam did.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, whatever.
We'll see. But
of course, it's not made for us old farts. It's made for the younger generation guys.
That won't go watch it because they couldn't care less.
Yeah.
It's not made for us.
It's like the director said, or the guy that wrote the scripts. Like Kevin Smith messed up the new animated version. He's like, "Y'all hold my drink."
Yeah.
So he gonna top Kevin Smith.
There was only a couple of issues with the Kevin Smith one that I didn't like, but for the most part, it was all right. I mean, it wasn't.
I enjoyed it.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, he brought in all the old characters and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just.
If this movie is as bad as I think it's going to be, I will formally write an apology to Kevin Smith.
He'd appreciate getting it, I'm sure.
I'm sure he would. He probably wouldn't even open it, Corey.
You can have Emily deliver it for you.
Yeah. With her toes.
I don't know. As far as the media stuff goes, you kind of get high hopes because you want to. And they just continue to find new ways of letting us down.
That's true.
So true.
Anyway, I thought that'd be worth just taking a look.
But hey, who knows? It may be a better way.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I did go ahead and break down and get one of these after they went on sale on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I really like it.
How much will it go sell on Amazon for?
$124.
Ain't bad. I should have got one. I never did notice it.
Yeah. They had the gray one on there too, but they had a note on it that it was what did it say? They've got a lot of returns on it.
Return product.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they said because of the axle, but I don't know what they're talking about unless they're talking about the fact when you move one tire, both tires move, because otherwise there's no. I mean, like you can see here, you move this wheel, this one don't spin. I mean, it's
Isn't
It
that
does
what
have
it's
a
supposed to
shifting.
do? Both
So
wheels on the front
so, I
turn
mean-
the same way.
I mean, it's just. I guess maybe this is what they're talking about. It breaks, so when you move one wheel, the other one don't move. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what they were talking about. But no, I like it. I mean, it's. I'll probably put. I don't know. I thought about putting Dusty in it. This guy right here, of course, it come with a figure, so I mean that's $25 of it right there. So I mean,
Yep.
But I mean, he kind of looks like if you're familiar with the 25th anniversary, there was a new Joe they added called Desert Fox,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of looks like him. So this is my new Desert Fox. So.
Oh,
Or they still are up on Amazon for $124.99.
Mhm.
I may get one. How
Only
they
18
compare
left in
close to-
stock.
I ain't worried about it.
But
I'm saving my money for Joe stuff.
But I figured at that price, I mean, because it was like regular 189, which on there I think it said it was regular 149, but it was originally 189 when it come out.
Well, it was 149. Then they had a 189 version with extra stuff.
Yeah. It
Well, they
come with
got the extra stuff. You can get the extra stuff off Amazon for $22. It's on sale
$22.99.
too.
Hmm.
So, not like the missile rack and all that.
Yep, missile rack.
How's it compared to the size of the his tank?
I hadn't compared it, but it's probably about the length of his tank, maybe a little longer.
Everybody says it's bigger than the his tank.
No, it may be a little longer.
It's probably
I don't
wider.
know. I don't know. I can't. Well, unless I can actually had it side by side, I can't say. But it's definitely bigger than the Vamp, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, I like it. I think it's pretty cool, and it is something more, military style.
Yeah.
It's not like Battle Core or anything like it.
Yeah.
And the seats are adjustable on it also.
The what now?
The front seats are adjustable.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you slide them back. Yeah.
I got it out and put the
Removable
figure in and all, but
shovel.
I hadn't even had time the shovel comes off. I hadn't even had time to really look at it, to be honest with you.
A working winch.
You know me, I'm holding out for Rey Mysterio's lowrider to go on
Yeah.
sale.
I don't know. I don't see how it. Well, maybe it does. I don't know.
Snap. Oh, gotta return it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at there.
Oh, that's
The
why they're
steering wheel
freaking
actually turns the wheels.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Maybe that's the reason the other one's been returned. Maybe the steering wheel don't turn the wheels.
It may be.
maybe.
It may have broke the column or something. I don't know. That's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know. It's like
Got suicide doors on it
modernized
too,
version.
huh?
Do what now?
Yep.
Got suicide doors on it too.
Yeah. And there's pegs right there where you can put figures on the sides.
Peg, yeah.
Standing on the side.
Let's stop.
And you can put
I
one in the
bought plenty
back.
I
I just
bought
put
plenty
all-
of Valivore stuff, and their quality is great.
I just put all their extra stuff in there, but it's got a place, where you can mount a gun here. It's got this thing. I can't figure out exactly how it's supposed to hook on here somehow and be a swivel for that. I think this gun up here. Like I said, I hadn't had time to really fool with it, so I don't know. But
That Juliet weapons pack, the M60's got a thing it mounts to the back of that vehicle right there.
yeah,
Comes
and
with,
I wonder if it's got. I need to look see if it's got cup holders in it because the figure come with a like a Yeti cooler and looks like a Starbucks cup. I mean, well, like a styrofoam cup with a coffee cup with a lid.
what's sad, I think it actually does.
So, it's probably got cup holders in there somewhere.
Hmm.
Well, of course, you can't have a vehicle without cup holders. I mean,
According to the picture I'm looking at now, yes, it does have cup holders.
where does it show it at? I don't see them in there.
Right in the center console.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's got two of them. May have one in the back seat, too, I think. Yeah. I haven't figured out how to adjust the seat, but I get it does feel like it moves.
It shows you just push it back.
Maybe it's already pushed back. Oh, okay. Yep, it just pushed up.
Dun, dun, dun.
Boy.
So for the short people,
Yeah.
slide it up. Or if you got a
Shouldn't
tall
talk
guy,
about Nancy like that.
you got a tall guy riding in the back. It's pretty neat.
I didn't get yelled at, so she must not be watching.
Only thing is that they because if I remember right, the Vamp actually had mirrors, right?
Yep.
Yes.
This is just it's like a silver colored paint on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it there. Oops.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's not reflected, but but yeah, I thought I mean, it's for the price, it's not bad. Like I said, I wouldn't give 189 for it probably, but for that price, I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the figure's $25 right there, so about $100 on it. But and it's got a big tow hitch on the back too, so I guess they're probably planning on eventually making something it can pull. I suppose I hadn't really heard a lot from Valaverse lately, like new figures and stuff. I'm sure they probably got some coming out, but I used to get emails.
I got one of the newest figures back here behind me somewhere. It's just recently come out. It's a Colonel, whatever. I can't remember Colonel something other, but he comes like a cigar in his mouth, and he's got a hand with a cigar in it.
It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger version.
Matter of fact, I think he kind of does look like Orange.
Yeah, what did he say?
I don't know.
He disappeared. Emily must have emailed him and had to go check it right quick. Or you get a phone call from her.
Yeah, I don't know what he's been up to. I mean, he's on the internet a lot. He's still on YouTube a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember seeing that guy.
Double revolvers. That's the newest one right there. One of the newest ones. And that wave of threes just has come out.
I'm gonna tell you, this is it's crazy because we're in the middle of May. We're like a month and a half, and this year will be halfway over.
Oh yeah,
I know.
I'm already starting to think about best figures of the year. I said this year I said I was going to keep a list, and I started it, and then it lasted about 3 weeks, and then
yeah,
barring any great Joes coming out.
Dalton, the only one that's come out this year. He's top runner.
I'm putting him top of my figures list.
He's legit, guys. I'm gonna tell you.
Nice.
I'm gonna tell you, from the figures I've got this year so far, it's gonna be hard to make a top 10.
Because I've only got 4.
Well, we got Xandar, Leatherneck, Saw Viper, Dalton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest of us have only got 3. Yeah.
I've got my top 4 so far.
Yeah.
I think everybody does.
Corey's top 10 consists of 15 figures. They're all Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, brother.
There's my number 1 for the year right there. Target exclusive, brother.
Oh,
Lord help him. He's special.
Nice. So, what do you think? You want to try to trigger a discussion? If you're ready to keep up with comments, Shane, we'll give this a
Let's go with it.
Okay, so there was some discussion about basically the death of pop culture, right? There's a lot of stuff right now that's I wouldn't ever say it's killing it, but man, it is really stomping on it pretty hard right now. And I wanted to read a couple of things and see if we could get a debate going, or just a conversation, not necessarily a debate, about which of 2 things do you think has got our particular hobby in the most trouble, if not flat out danger at this point in time of kind of going away. And when I say going away, I mean like slowing down and, dropping numbers again, like we've done in the past, but probably worse than we ever have before, because let's face it, people don't have the attention span that they used to. But for those of you that have watched this for a while, I rely on Toy News International a lot because they're legit. I mean, it's a legit site. they don't jump, before they've got something to actually say that's worth saying. So I wanted to give you an idea of what, and I'm not slamming Hasbro because there are other companies that have actually done worse. And then there's a couple of other companies that haven't done a thing. So again, we're not getting political, guys. We don't need to know who you like and who you don't and why and whatnot. And it doesn't matter. Let's try to keep it what you see as a bigger threat we got going on here. Okay. Jay Cochran, TNI, on May 4th. Okay. He writes, while we've seen some individual retailers start to raise prices on certain products due to the recent tariffs, so far we have yet to see Hasbro raise any of their MSRPs on products. That, however, may be about to change. Hasbro has quietly added on top of their Pulse website a tiny text that says the following: lock in pre-order pricing today. Current pre-orders end May 9th at 12:01 EDT. Okay. Again, he goes on to say, again, right above board, this doesn't 100% guarantee Hasbro will be raising prices on their action figure, but it certainly seems to be a strong indicator that could be happening after May 9th, which is this coming Friday. Otherwise, why would you need to lock in current price by that date unless prices are going to go up after that date? Okay, end of story. Then we go to, give me a second, I'm trying. If I can get this stupid thing to load correctly. We jump to Friday. And then it gets weird, okay? Basically what ended up happening is Hasbro announced price increases. Somehow, some way, I still don't really know how that whole thing played out, but because this stupid phone is going to kill me here. Can't pull up the story I needed to pull up. They came out on Friday morning and basically said prices are going up, and they laid it all out as to what they were going to be. Basically, just for Marvel Legends, Black Series, Star Wars, G.I. Joe Classified, base figures were going up to $29.99. Okay. But then later on in the day, on May 9th, he says, Jay Cochran again, we wanted to shoot out a quick update on Hasbro price increases that we have been reporting on in recent days due to tariffs. So first, note, from everything I am hearing, this is a very chaotic situation that seems to be rapidly changing by the minute. So in other words, what I say now could change 5 minutes from now. Last night at midnight, Hasbro switched all of their recent pre-orders to unavailable, which is where things, I am going to frisbee this phone, I'm telling you right now. Stand at this moment. Other e-retailers, for the most part, have not adjusted their prices on anything from what I can tell are basically in a wait-and-see mode. The general consensus seems to be that everyone is hopeful we could see tariffs reduced this weekend as China and the U.S. meet for the first time to discuss the trade situation. I'm not getting into the rest of this, but I have been told by several folks that communication between retailers, wholesalers, and manufacturers isn't great at the moment, in part because no one really knows what's going to happen due to all of the chaos. End of comment. Okay. So this is a very fluid situation. Could change at any moment. For now, it looks like you will either see a temporary pause on new pre-orders from retailers, or they will hold at current prices until they get more clarification from Hasbro, who is probably waiting to see what happens this weekend. So we were told the first of the week, you're going to get price increases. Then we were told on Friday morning, here's your price increases. Then we were told on Friday afternoon, nope, never mind. But it is interesting that Hasbro is definitely hedging its bets, because if you do go look, all of the pre-orders after, I'm going to say probably within the last 90 days, are unavailable. Earlier pre-orders and in-stock items, you can order them all day long. But you're locked out of pre-orders at this point in time.
Yep.
With that said, now let's boil all of that mess down to issue number one that is a challenge to it, which is price increases, right? Because I don't care. And I know you guys, to be honest with you, I don't think you guys actually do either. Why there's price increases? The fact of the matter is we are looking at price increases, right? And I think it's safe to say that we all believe that if given any opportunity to raise prices, that is exactly what every one of these companies is going to do, right? That's what they're going to do. Now, issue number two. This one was interesting. This is from The Gamer. And this is an interesting perspective. It's written by Eric Switzer, okay? This will be a little bit longer, but it's be a little nostalgic for a lot of us too. Does anyone remember Black Friday? Mm-hmm. Not the thing where Amazon flash sales and daily deals at you until you break and buy a blender you don't even want or need. No, you fools. I'm talking about real Black Friday. Get up at 4 a.m. and stand in line outside the Toys R Us for buy one, get one free Amadeus Black Friday. The line of people sleeping in folding chairs outside Best Buy for doorbuster DVDs Black Friday. Remember Black Friday? Remember how much everyone hated it?
Yep.
I worked retail on 6 different Black Fridays, so trust me when I say no one hated Black Friday more than me. The crowds, the desperation, the shameless embrace of conspicuous consumption. It was all very sad and gross, and I'm glad that the convenience and flexibility of online shopping have pretty much so killed any desire anyone ever had to go line up outside of a store in the middle of the night. Unfortunately, the rise of online shopping has had some less than desirable outcomes, namely Amazon employees working under such inhumane conditions they have to pee in bottles but not get fired. Okay, I don't know about all that, but anyways. After years of battling the bots and online mobs for every single pre-order, I can confidently say that I'd much rather drag my butt over to Target at 5 a.m. and stand there as long as I have to, if it means getting the things I actually want. There's nothing more soul-crushing than spamming the refresh button and on a busted website, hoping something will happen and knowing deep down nothing ever will. The futility is maddening, and yet we all keep doing it because there is no other way. Like a lot of things that suck, online pre-orders really took off during the pandemic. In the last 5 years, I've tried and often failed to pre-order a PS5, Xbox Series X, graphics cards, trading cards, the Playdate, the Retro Pocket, several collector's editions, a dozen action figures, and one life-size Pokemon plush that shall remain unnamed. And it's been horrible and traumatizing every single time. Last week, I joined all the other naive morons who had the audacity to think they could simply visit a website and pre-order the Switch 2. And it was just as much of a disaster as every other pre-order. Walmart, Target, and GameStop all advertised that pre-orders would be going live at midnight Eastern time. And do you know what happened? That's right. All their websites exploded. My partner and I decided to divide and conquer this absurd game of fastest fingers, so I lurked on Target's website while she lurked on Best Buy's. At the stroke of 9:01, I watched the pre-order button on Target light up. I clicked it, and surprise, surprise, the Switch 2 was already sold out. Mm-hmm. By the time I got over to Walmart's page, a whole 2.5 seconds later, it was sold out there too. My partner somehow fared even worse on Best Buy site. She spent the next 30 minutes constantly refreshing the page, waiting for pre-orders to go live. She was still locked in when it finally popped. And despite spamming the add to cart, she got put in a queue that eventually timed out and kicked her back to the homepage. I stayed on Target for another hour, unwilling to give up. The site would barely load, and when it did, all it would do was throw up error messages. I eventually got a Switch 2 in my cart, but I was nearly 45 minutes away from success. I sat there pressing place order over and over and over until it finally went through. I'm one of the lucky ones. Unlike a lot of people, my Target pre-order hasn't been canceled. According to the site, it's possible my delivery will be delayed until June 10th or later. But if you have to take what you can get, that's what you have to go through for the privilege of giving a store $500. What have they done to us? There's nothing fair about online pre-orders. It doesn't matter how early you get there. There's no actual line. And even if you do everything exactly right and click the button as fast as humanly possible, there's still a pretty good chance the boys are going to beat you to it. I don't know how long the online pre-orders actually lasted once you factor in all the technical issues, but it would definitely be measured in seconds. I know it's horrible, but we have to return to in-person pre-orders. I hate giving GameStop any credit, but it sounds like it's in-store. It popped on me again. It sounded like its in-store pre-orders went incredibly smoothly. Each store posted the number of available pre-orders on the door the night before. People lined up whenever they wanted to, and when the store opened, everyone who expected to pre-order got to pre-order. No bots, no mystery, just people waiting in a normal, organized line. I hate the idea of sleeping on cold concrete to buy a toy, but at this point, I'd much prefer that to the torture of online pre-orders. Unless the retailers implement an actual fair and reliable queue system, one that filters out bots and ensures all orders are truly first come, first served, then we need to go back to waiting in the line like the old days. Give me a line, give me a lottery, give me some actual hope, but don't give me this online charade.
Exactly. I
100%,
agree with him 100%.
100% true. So here we are. So let's have a discussion. And truly, we're going to open it up here. What is the biggest danger, in your opinion, to your personal collecting? Is it price increases, or is it this the availability mess, right? Because I'm trying to simplify it, but that can be availability. That can be pre-orders. That can be bots. That can be scalpers. That can be distribution. Any of the things that are in the way of distribution and availability at this point. Which is worse, price or availability?
It's hard
I'd
to
say
for me.
availability. I mean,
But I would have to say availability too.
I'm gonna go with price. Shane sports this group. I pretty much got everything I want from one person or another. Find it. So I'm gonna say price.
I have to tell you, for me personally, availability is just absolutely kicking my butt. I mean, I read that story this afternoon, and I really, really wanted to share it because that is exactly where so many of us have been for so long with this crap. It's not a joke anymore. eBay exclusive is not a joke anymore. It's a reality because this stuff is selling out in seconds. It doesn't matter. It could be a $25 figure. It could be a $2,500 figure. If I can't get it, for me, that's the biggest problem that's really threatening our hobby at this point in time.
Well, I'm going to tell you something I've noticed at GameStop. If you go to your local GameStop, like for pre-orders for action figures, they'll have cards there. You can go that or whatever the next day, say it comes out at midnight the next day, you can go there. They'll have cards there, sort of like a prepaid phone card. You take that card up to the cashier, scan it, and pay for it right then and there.
Yep. I talked to the people over here at the Pell City and GameStop, and this Switch 2 thing went over so big, and they got so much positive feedback from that GameStop corporate is seriously considering going back to that process for everything now. You know what? This is the number we're going to have. You show up on a specific date, you put in your pre-order in person, and then that's it. No more ordering online, no more bots, no more crap. And they will limit the number of people that are buying. You're not going to walk in there. Joe Smo is going to have to look you in the face as a scalper to get turned away at the counter because he's not going to be buying 18 of them if the number they have is 18.
Yep. Be hard for bots to order there in person.
You can't do it.
See, Thor says for him it's both price and availability,
and that's a fair.
It is very fair.
That's fair because
Matt. hates pre-orders because anything can happen to the order. You have to know control of it. That's true too.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at what we just went through in the last 2 months. I mean,
Yeah.
not only did a truck got stolen for those
Two
of you
trucks.
that have been filing, but now it's 2 trucks, right?
I'm going to agree with Timothy here on this one.
Yeah.
Store exclusives.
Or exclusives, yeah.
Because for me, I still don't have a breaker from Target.
Yeah, I know.
And that right there was a cluster. Complete.
Yep.
If they're going to have a store exclusive, it needs to be up for pre-order for a month. Pre-orders need to be up for a month anyway. Period. Because that's what it is. It's a pre-order. I mean, it's just to me, it's stupid what they're doing with this.
Yeah.
You don't have a breaker in the motorcycle?
No, I got that one. I'm talking about the gray breaker.
The retro.
Oh,
Yeah, the new one,
Well,
the mass device
And
breaker,
then-
the Target one.
yeah. I'm not
I agree
worried
with
about
Adam
them.
also here.
Well, if it's a store exclusive, it needs to be a store exclusive. In other words, it needs to be in the store.
Exactly.
Most of the Walmart, all the Walmart exclusive Joes,
Has
I've never seen them. In the
Never
store.
seen them.
Never.
Nope.
I agree.
Nope.
I agree.
Say
I
online
agree with Adam
exclusive,
here,
but
too.
don't say store exclusive because it's
Yeah.
not in the store.
That's actually that one. That's right up there with Thor's comment, Fred.
Yep.
Adam's comment. That's a great comment actually from my perspective.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. I mean, price can keep you from being a completist, but availability, knowing full well you're going to end up having to pay 4 or 5 times for a figure because the availability issue is
Right.
The availability issue leads to the price issue.
Exactly.
right, because there's a reason why their availability is the way it is because the scalpers bought them all. Right?
Yep.
Well, Derek, what's going on with GameStop's pre-order? They still got the normal stuff, but you go to the store and get a piece of cardboard. They'll scan it, and you can pay for it, and you got a pre-order guaranteed. As far as action figures, that's something I've noticed at my local GameStop.
They've been doing that. I noticed them the first time last fall that they started doing that. But they're talking about even doing away with that. I think they've had issues with that because it's not as the manufacturers haven't been reliable with it. I think they want to do. Shane said this a lot, and he's right. He just said it a minute ago. Pre-orders should be up. Pre-orders should be a pre-order, and it should be an order to a manufacturer, right?
Yep.
You're right. I have a standing order for 12,000 breakers, right? Well, that's what's going to end up being produced plus whatever. Right?
Think about it. If you do a pre-order like that for a month, you do 2 things. You kill the bots, you kill the scalpers. Because if everyone can order what they want, they ain't got to worry about those other people.
There's a third thing you're forgetting too, Shane. You also fix the problem of overproducing.
Well, overproducing hasn't been a problem in a couple of years now since the Badasco with the Crimson Guards.
Right.
The whole term pre-order isn't right. It's a reservation system.
Right.
They have a number that they know they're going to produce.
That's true.
Exactly.
You're just trying to reserve one for yourself. You're not pre-ordering anything.
Exactly.
Right. A pre-order was always, I order it pre-manufacture, right? I'm waiting it for it to be produced and then delivered. This is a reservation system, which by that article and every one of our individual experiences, you cannot fairly compete in because of bots that the scalpers are running. Let's face it, we've all faced this too. Store employees. Some of this stuff is getting scalped out of the stock room. It's not even at the internet level. It's getting scalped right out from underneath us by the people that work at the store.
And that's
I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to buy whatever they want. Don't get me wrong. But if they're buying to resell, fire them. I mean,
but that was going on even back in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
it was big time. Yeah.
I can't say that about our GameStops, Adam. Our GameStops are pretty organized around here.
Yep. Decatur's got an excellent GameStop, and most of the shows will when they get the place rebuilt.
And Hartzell has probably one of the best GameStops I've ever been in my life. It is legit, clean, well stocked, taken care of. Things are in order. We got some pretty good GameStops around here.
I was looking at Matt's comment here. Look at all the scalpers that deal with volume Pokemon. You guys all remember that scalpers initially they were profiteering to supply their own collection. So if there was a Joe collector, he was scalping Joe stuff.
Yeah.
Right. A Marvel Legends guy was scalping Marvel Legends stuff. Now you watch them walk into the store and they got their cell phone, right? And they're taking pictures of stuff. And it's all random, whatever they can make money off from.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They're not even emotionally attached to this stuff anymore.
No.
So how do you compete with that? You don't.
That's the thing with scalpers. They don't care about the product.
Nope.
They just care about the bottom dollar. That's all they care about.
Yep.
It's even now that they put Pokemon vending machines in some stores.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen that?
I haven't.
They're putting Pokemon vending machines in like Walmarts and Targets and stuff. That way people can go in there, put their money in by themselves. They're dealing with scalpers there, even buying the whole thing. They're trying to limit it now to the machine to one purchase per person. And I've seen videos of people just filling up a cart full of stuff out of the machine. So I mean, the Pokemon game is insane. We think we got problems. Pokemon people got problems.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
What was that? Costco's or somebody had a big deal on some Pokemon starter packs or something.
Yeah, they had a value
fist
pack.
fights over it. Yeah, they had fist fights over it.
And it's people that really don't collect. They're just there.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a video last night, matter of fact, of a guy. He had bought a whole box of Pokemon, and he was opening the packs. He was standing over a garbage can as he was opening the packs and throwing away cards as he was pulling them out, except for the ones he wanted to keep to sell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that right there, all you're doing is taking from some kid that actually wants the cards to actually play the game. And it's ridiculous to me. It's insane. I mean, why not just keep those cards and give them to some kid that walks by instead of throwing them in the garbage can? So we think we dealing with scalpers bad. Those poor people are dealing with them really bad.
And I'll tell you from my experience with Pokemon cards, this is 20 years ago. I can't believe Pokemon's still as big as it is.
I know, really.
Yeah.
20 years ago, I was selling Pokemon cards at Trade Day, and you wouldn't believe it. The kids coming up there trying to pass off counterfeit
Pokemon cards, yeah.
Wanting to trade, and they print them on a printer somehow with that card stock. But you have to be careful and look real close, or otherwise they pass off a counterfeit till you can trade it for something else.
That's one thing I never did get into was Pokemon.
My son got into it for a little while. But he never did anything with them. You know, he just bought them, or I bought them for him, and he put them in a binder, and I believe that's where they're still sitting. But I've noticed now that most of the older cards aren't really worth as much as this new stuff. Some of them new cards are. And talking about Pokemon, also where people were taking a metal detector, one of the small metal detector sticks. Because something about the high value cards has some sort of metal in them that's detected.
Oh, really?
So you can run that metal detector over the pack, and it'll tell you if there's something high value in there.
I also see them take scales and weigh the packs.
Yeah, it's got like foil or something in it, and they're going in there and just picking up the card packs and just scanning it with a scanner and finding out.
That literally say one foil in the pack.
So I have heard of people taking it and weighing the card pack itself for an insert card.
Yeah.
Okay, so So price and availability. I'm going to say, based on what we were saying and based on the comments, is pretty much so right down the middle. If anything, maybe availability runs 65% to 45%. What do you think? That fair?
I think availability would be a bigger issue for people than the price.
Yeah. Now
because some people are already paying $35, $45 for Super 7 stuff already.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even some of that Mondo stuff. Have you seen the prices on some of that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, to me, the quality of it is not much better than what we're getting with the regular figures we're buying now.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, so I think you're paying for a name.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
They're basically you're talking about Mondo. They're basically just taking the 6-inch figure and blowing it up to 12 inches. And
exactly.
About $400 for them.
Exactly.
They're pretty much sideshow figures, but lower quality.
Yeah.
Right. And Sideshow is high dollar.
Sideshow is high dollar too. Yes.
I'll be honestly, if Marvel Legends goes up to $30, I'll quit collecting and go start collecting Mythic Legions.
I love Mythic Legions. And
talking
about
$30
and talking about decreasing prices, Mythic Legions also decreased their prices too. On figures.
Well, Valaverse, Bobby Vala, he dropped his from $35.99 to $29.99.
Yeah.
Corey, just as soon as you see Maximum Spider-Man, you're gonna buy 4 of them. You will.
I've already seen some quality control issues with them boys.
Yeah, but he's already got the tight red pants. If you put a yellow bowler on him, he'd pay $55 for it.
For real.
He's a Hulk Hogan Spider-Man.
Shane doesn't give me an idea about that metal detector though, because a lot of these like new ones, like this is a Star Trek card I got out of a pack the other day.
Ooh, shiny.
Foil.
It's foiled, is it?
No, it's actually metal.
Oh, it's actually metal.
Yeah.
I think they call it a print copy or something.
Print plate.
Print plate, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would definitely detect that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, neighborhood friendly brother.
So let's throw 2 more issues in. Let's talk about
the Nintendo Switch 2's price.
Which is more of a threat?
Ooh.
Is it greed versus no attachment?
It's gonna be greed for me because scalpers are definitely greedy.
I'm gonna go both. They ain't got no attachments and they want the money.
Yeah, because I don't know. For me, it's just gonna be greed because it's all about the money for them.
It's just money.
Yep.
It's just money, and so many. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the guys that jumped on the boredom / nostalgia wagon during COVID. There's a ton of free money and a ton of free time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they were anywhere near as attached, and still aren't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, those are the guys you're seeing now that's selling their whole collection.
Right, and the problem with that is it's devaluing everything else so badly that it's just frustrating a lot of other people that may or may not be greedy. You know what I'm saying? Those two are real. Boy, they're holding hands pretty tight. When you think about it, because you can't be greedy about it if you're attached.
Right.
But then again, some are.
Oh yeah, definitely are.
Interesting, and we've had this discussion before that the lack of attachment, a lot of that is because there's no decent media support. There just isn't decent media support for any of this anymore.
No.
Yeah.
The comic book companies used to be the standby. You know, you could rely on DC and Marvel insisting that their characters were protected and propped up. I don't think they care what anybody does with them anymore. I really don't.
I got a good example of something like that that's supported by media. You remember how he's re-releasing those army ants? He's supposed to be releasing a little comic with them too.
Mm.
Yeah, because he's old. He's an old school collector like we are. He gets the concept. He worked for Hasbro for years. He gets the concept. I don't know how successful he's going to be because I just don't know, man. I think a lot of it is in flux. That like that Atlantic article was basically saying it's in flux right now. It's trying to collecting is trying to find its forever home in whoever's going to be left. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is going to sound weird, but there's one good thing about scalpers. This is going to sound weird, but stick with me. They actually create a false demand, which keeps the toy companies interested in producing lines. Do you see what I'm saying? I think eventually it's the scalpers that kill the line because they buy what's overproduced and then they have to dump it on the market and it devalues the brand so badly. But as it stands right now, especially, and I'll say especially with classified, boy, they are the market for classified at this point. Because this speculation, you look at what's happened in the last 4 waves of pre-orders on the exclusive stuff specifically. They were the driving number there.
But also think about how many people have quit collecting the line because of not being able to get what they wanted. Running back to availability, due to scalpers pulling everything out.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, you're losing both ways.
Yep.
If the scalpers get all the product and they can't sell the product, and then you're losing true collectors because they can't get the product and they're not going to pay $60 for a $25 figure.
No, right.
I mean, so therefore you're killing the line.
Let me ask y'all a question. How much was the Hiss tank pre-ordered? The Hiss tank,
$299.
Yeah, $300.
$300. That thing killed scalping because scalpers bought them things up, and I think you can get one right now for like $350 on eBay.
You can. There were 27,000 of them made.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking about. That's how scalping actually kills lines too. They prop them up and then they oddly end up killing them at the same time.
Then again, that's what I was talking about. You have a true pre-order that runs so long.
Right.
You kill the bots, you kill the scalpers.
Yeah.
Because they buy a ton of them and then they're stuck with product.
Right.
That they can't move. So if you create that true pre-order, you defeat them. And that's I honestly think we've all heard McFarlane say it. He loves the secondary market.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's why he has so low product.
Yeah.
Because his product becomes more valuable on the secondary market.
It does.
To him than anything else.
But this is the stupid thing. But it's only about 10% of his product that's actually valuable on the secondary market. The rest of it's at bargain basement prices, less than MSRP for literally 90% of his figures.
Yep.
Because he has fallen into this. He's treating action figures like comic book covers. He's treating them like a variant comic cover, right?
Right.
I'm going to make this limited. This is what everybody wants, and then I'm going to limit it. And it doesn't do anything for the other 90% of your brand. And
then I'm going to claim that they got stolen, and I'm going to throw them on eBay under an assumed name and make a lot of money off of them.
Well, let's talk about McFarlane. I was at a local shop here a couple weeks ago, and I found a tumbler. He wanted $150 for it. Okay, I thought maybe that was in between fair price. I tried to haggle with him. Well, we couldn't come to a deal. I got home. I ordered one out the door, shipped for $120.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, prices are changing too quickly on McFarlane's site for secondary sellers to keep up with.
Yep.
They're dropping rapidly. I can think of less than 10 figures that McFarlane has produced that have gone, and I do mean way up in price. And they will stay there, but the rest of it, it doesn't have a market anymore because he's ticked everybody off so bad that no one cares anymore.
See, Tim, that's basically the same thing.
It
Have the
was.
subscription, and you get what you want if you buy the subscription,
Right.
which is a great idea also.
And it was great because when Matty Collector did that, they took a chance on overproducing the first 3 months of figures. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because they speculate there was no delay between your subscription. You can sign up for your subscription up until date X, and then like 2 months later, we were getting those figures every month. So they only ran a risk on overproducing figures for the first 2 or 3 months of that. The rest of it, they knew exactly how many to produce.
Yep.
And it worked out fantastic. What was it? 2 years, 2.5 years of that, John?
Yep.
Mhm.
It was freaking fantastic. And we got all of the oddball stuff. They were some deep dives in the Matty Collector monthly figures because that's where they belonged, right? I will give Hasbro credit on this. If there was ever a set that is perfect for CDCC, it's that Cold Slither band set.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what? If you get it, congratulations. You really must have wanted it, right? But if you don't get it, I don't want it. So there's a year I ain't sweating Comic-Con exclusive because it's got nothing to do with my mainline collection. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit there forever and ever and go, man, there's a giant hole in my collection, like Serpentor or Mindbender, like gaping holes in your collection because of Comic-Con in San Diego.
Yeah, Chuckles.
They finally got the convention exclusive right with that one because half the people don't care about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Starduster also.
The people that do care about it a shot at getting it.
Starduster. Apparently nobody cared about Starduster because he's still available.
Still there. I don't even know if that one was a deep dive. That was just kind of like a belly flop, if you ask me. I don't know why in the world that figure got made before Grand Slam.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Well, it was an easy repaint, basically.
Yeah.
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 That's what the original one was. It was a repaint.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the cereal box. So okay, we've got 4 issues that we've discussed: availability, price, the apathy, I guess maybe apathy towards the lines, lack of connection, lack of attachment, and greed. Those, I think, to be fair, those are the 4 things that are really the biggest threats to collecting. And I think they're all so tightly woven in together that I'm not sure you could really separate. So, and I know where this is going to go, and this is where I wanted to get to ultimately. Solutions. How do we solve it?
Well, Shane's
I
had
gave
it
you
right
my
all
solution.
along. That is the solution.
I give my solution already, I think. Create a true pre-order where you make your product to the number of pieces ordered. I mean, to me, that's the only way you're going to fix anything as far as availability, scalping, stuff like that. Because I know there's several people that I've seen online say they've quit collecting the line because of the availability, not being able to get it, because couldn't pre-order it. And we see it now, even still. You go on Pulse now, and a lot of the pre-orders are sold out still. And people are just like with the mass device. If people don't get the breaker, why do they want the other pieces of the mass device? I mean, it is same way with the Cobra stuff. People didn't get Once a Man, which now everybody should have Once a Man, but if they didn't get it, why would they want anything else to go along with it?
Right, you're not going to. Yeah, Nemesis Immortal became useless.
Right, I've heard the deal that they're not all the mass pieces. They're not even going to sell a mass device.
That's not going to happen. But they're posting the bits and pieces from the cartoon. the Mass Device episodes, but they
Hell
say,
yeah.
"Oh, Mass Device is over. That was just a subline, and that's it." That was a weird. That's another one. That's like mole rats. That's like the mole rats. There's more to that story than we're being told.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's like that was, this storytelling narrative. There was something they were going in a very specific direction, and somehow it got derailed.
Yeah.
I think the same thing happened with the
Mole Rats was dipping into the Energon verse.
And
Were they in the comics?
no. But the comic, I have to tell you, the comic is moving so damn slow at this point in time.
Yeah.
That it's kind of like maybe they'll show up sort of long after everybody's forgotten about them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, what would boost G.I. Joe and Transformers, they made a Transformers G.I. Joe movie, like a cartoon.
Say that again, Corey.
Make a G.I. Joe Transformers cartoon movie, a brand new one.
They've already, and I don't understand why, but Hasbro said that Transformers 1 was such a failure that they're done. They're just done. They're not.
Well, that's just like the G.I. Joe Transformer movie, live action movie that's supposed to be coming out. I've heard it's been put on hold too because
it's done. Yeah. It's done. The AAA Snake Eyes game is in complete and total limbo.
They're getting out of the movie business. I think
they're soon to be out of the mass toy business too. We know that. He said it. So I think
he's wanting to go to gaming, but the games he's been producing has been flopping too. So
console games are dead, and
who knows?
I think he's getting into that racket at the wrong time.
That's just like with GameStop. GameStop has started dibbling in the grading game of sports cards and stuff like that because actual in-my-hand copies of games are about to go away.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be all digital.
Well, like Emmett was talking about the new Nintendo DS2 is way overpriced. Xbox claiming because of the terrible T-word, they're going to go up on all their games and stuff, even their digital games. What does the T-word have to do with a digital copy? How does that affect a digital copy?
It don't.
Well, they treat their customers like they're stupid.
Yeah.
You're giving us a $500 console and then making it so it's like $100 for a controller.
Well, yeah, because that's the add-on business. That's upselling. They all
games are like $80.
Yeah, I'm gonna say games are $70 to $80 now.
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of killing me.
It's just that's a whole different ball game right there.
And these AAA companies trying to make these AAA games, they try to get so political. When I plug up to a game, I don't want to worry about the world. I want to play whatever I play. That's the reason I'm down to Call of Duty, wrestling, and football.
I think if it were me, let's say magically there's a magic wand and I'm the CEO of Hasbro. The first thing I do is cut the product line in half. Because let's face it, they are overproducing easily. Half of the product they're producing don't sell, never going to sell. I don't know why they bother. Done, gone, see you later. I would actually go into the sales archives, or I would start, which is basically forums or things like this, and I would find out exactly what people wanted and didn't get, and those all would be re-released in limited numbers, but they would be re-released. I would take the original product run and I would say produce 15% more of them and make them available immediately.
Like, you remember how
I tell you right now.
Then you know what? No more reservation, but a true pre-order like they did with that last Sentinel. And what was that? The Dragon Man.
Yeah.
Right? Limited time, place your order. That's what's produced. You'll see it in 12 months. And the subscription model again. No more big box retailing. No more exclusives. It's exclusive to their site and it's direct to consumer. Never mind about Walmarts and Targets and the rest of them. But you know what? They are going to kill the toy industry. They're not going to kill collecting. They're going to kill the toy industry.
Yeah.
Because it's just
See,
going to stop carrying.
I do have a problem with direct to consumer because there's a lot of people that don't dabble with debit cards and credit cards and
It's
stuff
true.
like that.
It's true.
So if you do something like that, you're going to cut those people out. And let's face it, a lot of us older guys are those guys that don't dabble with credit cards and debit cards.
Well, that's true.
So, I mean, they wait for it to come out in store or someplace like that and get it.
But I remember the Maddie collector was ECH, which is electronic check.
Yeah.
It didn't run. That was a direct withdrawal from the bank account.
Yeah, I've not seen an ECH in a long time.
No, but it would be easy. It would be easy enough
be.
to reinstitute it.
It would be.
Fix Hasbro's problem long term, I go with Dave. Short term, all these live action stuff from Marvel and Star Wars. Star Wars is a little bit different, but all these live action stuff from Marvel, I cut production in half.
Yeah, but Disney is
Star Wars I'd keep if you could do it.
you know what? I hate to say this, but at this point in time, you look at Star Wars and you look at Marvel Legends, and they are the two longest continuously running toy lines out there.
Mm-hmm.
They need fresh blood. They need a fresh set of eyes. That needs to be retired for a period of time to lick its wounds and recover, because it's been done to death. Good Lord, this stuff sitting at Ollie's, it's been there for 2 years, and it will be there for another 5.
What up, Mason?
And it's mostly live action stuff that's sitting at Ollie's.
It is.
You'd have to go to Ollie's, look at what they have, write down what didn't do good.
We already know. They already know what didn't do good. They already have all that information in it. They need to stop producing it. Those two lines need a break.
Yeah, anything Ollie's didn't do well.
Yeah, they know what sells and what doesn't, and they just keep producing it because Disney makes them.
Right.
Yep.
Most of what you see at Ollie's and at our Ollie's is the Wakanda Forever movie and that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, or maybe the one movie before that. And that's it. That's the two main lines you see there. Very, very set. And you'll see some stuff from the live action Disney shows, but as far as comic book stuff, very little.
Heck, most of ours is full of Eternals and Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the Eternals too.
Yeah, the Eternals.
How can you forget them? That's what's clogging up most of the shelves.
That's what you see every time you walk in there.
Eternals, the Wakanda Black Panther movie, and the Multiverse of Madness from Doctor
Star Wars black figures everywhere.
Yep, everywhere.
You guys remember focus groups? Used to hear about focus groups, where, I mean, everything from food companies to toy companies used to go, and they would get, Joe Q Public or, Jane Q Public off the street, bring them in for an afternoon, give them $50, and they'd sit there and they'd sit in a group like this, and they'd talk about a specific product, what you like, what you don't like. They'd get a sample. They actually used to take that input and use it. Right now, these companies just tell you what you want, and they tell you what you'll watch, and they'll tell you what you're going to buy, and they're not going to offer you any options. I think that's the biggest problem with most everything at this point in time, is the companies actually don't care about the consumer. Hasbro, the last CEO of Hasbro said it I can't remember the name. Said it in an interview talking about collectors, saying basically collectors need to come to grips with the fact that Walmart and Target are our customers, not them. You are Walmart and Target's customers. Right. So we're going to do whatever that they want us to do. But Walmart doesn't, Target doesn't care. Walmart doesn't care. They don't care about what we actually want, because they're just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? I think it's savable if it's done right. But I can tell you this right now, there's a short window before they end up doing a lot of damage that's irreparable. You know what I'm saying? We're certainly not picking up new collectors.
No. We're losing collectors.
Well, we are, because price and greed and availability and frustration and this whole with the OG stuff, it's not any better though. We got all these gatekeepers out there that are just driving away new collectors with their arrogance and their nonsense. You know, it has to be this and it has to be that. And it's just like the only reason you're saying any of that stuff is to protect your investment. So we come right back to greed, right? I mean, from you know, Sharpies on hairlines to repost stickers on stuff, you know. Oh no, that's terrible. It's just like, are you sure? Should I just throw this in the dumpster then? Would that make you happier? And the answer to that would be yes, because that's one less out there that they have to worry about, and it boosts the value of their pristine, mint, complete, whatever, you know. I'm nostalgic. I grew up in Maine. I was the only collector I ever knew. I ran into a guy every once in a while during the big Star Wars days. You might run into another collector once every few months, if not every year, at a store or whatever. This is going to sound terrible, but I actually miss the old days when there was a lot less of us. Does that make sense? Because I had a couple of figures that I had asked one of the guys if they needed, and I had them in the shopping cart, and I went to put them back, and there was a guy right behind me, and he was watching me, and it's just like, and he had that look about him, so I left them in the cart, and I said, I'm going to wait until the last minute before I put these back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It used to be, if you saw another guy like that, you'd go, hey, do you need these?
Yeah.
Right? Yep. Now, because you knew it was safe. The odds of him being a scalper were 0. Now it's probably about 90%.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
If you run into somebody in the toy aisle, it's 50-50. 50-50.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's too many of us. So I think it would be good. It would be good if the secondary market went away.
I tell you, when I started the group, that's how half of our members were met, was in the toy aisle.
Yeah.
You know, bumping the guy over there looking through the same stuff you're looking at and be like, hey, man, you a collector? Yeah, well, hey, man, I've started this group. You want to join? You should join. It's on Facebook, yada, yada, yada. Now I see someone on the line, and the first thing I think is, dude's a scalper.
As a matter of fact,
You know,
I think that's how I met you, Shane, at our Walmart over in Russell.
Yeah, I met you at it was a toy store in Tuscumbia.
See, I told you there's too many of us.
Right, that's right. He's gone now, old boy from Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, you
this is
now.
going to sound terrible, and I don't want you to take it wrong, because we always used to say, don't feed the scalpers, don't feed the scalpers, don't feed the scalpers. Every one of us has got something that we have to have that we're going to end up having to pay a scalper for. If we want it, we're going to have to.
With me, that's going to be that Gordon Freeman figure.
You know, that sucks to say, but it's true. I can think of one figure right now that I need, and I'm going to end up having to pay scalper prices for it. We have no choice, or I'll never have it.
Platinum Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Platinum Wonder Woman. And I guarantee you, when the Hot Girl comes out this year, that will be number 2.
Yep.
Will be the Platinum Hot Girl.
Unless I find it.
Yeah. Right.
Hey,
I ain't gonna say that because I didn't think I'd find a Power Girl, and I found one in the wild. So
Power Girls were relatively easy to come by. Those Wonder Womans, even the regular variant, was not.
Yeah, I didn't get one of those. I like to have one.
So, I mean, so I'd like to say one of the big solutions is don't feed the scalpers, but we all do it from time to time because we have no choice, or we just don't, or we've got a giant gaping hole in our collection.
I just found you one day.
Yeah.
$120, $70 shipping.
Yeah. See?
$70
$70 shipping, man. Come on, man.
Isn't that nice?
That
Isn't
thing's
that
probably
awesome?
gonna come in a metal box
Yeah, right.
wrapped with barbed wire and grenades.
If I
Absolutely.
pay $70 shipping, they better drive it to
Well,
my
that's
door.
what they do now. They avoid paying the fees to eBay that way. They jack up the shipping.
Well, no, eBay charges on the shipping now too.
Yep.
Oh well, good. About time.
They started doing that about 10 years ago. That's one of the reasons I quit.
I still think eBay is nothing but a money laundering racket.
That's all it is.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
I really do. I think it's a money laundering racket. I really genuinely do. So that was fun, right? I mean, it's just we got talking about stuff. I don't think we solved the world's problems, but I think we all identified them pretty good. Hey, did you download one of those pictures I sent you earlier, Shane?
I got them both, buddy.
Just, you know what? I'm not going to say anything because the story is coming next week. Can you throw one of those up there real quick?
Yes,
Just
sir.
give it a quick flash. Throw it up there for like 5 seconds and then take it down.
Don't know if I can do it that quick.
Pay attention. Pay attention, everybody. Look closely at your screen.
Just 1 second.
I needed to make a phone call today that I wasn't able to make. So I didn't get the story that I wanted to tell. So I will get that hopefully tomorrow. So then we'll talk about it next time.
I have found $94.
Yeah, that's good. Get a job.
I'm sorry. No one is hire me.
Shh.
I've
The
tried.
suspense is killing us.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, 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 dun.
Seriously?
There you go.
Is that
That was
enough?
perfect, actually. That was actually perfect.
His arm's broke.
Is that 1/12 or 3/4? 3 3/4.
1/18th. That prototype train was released in a card set as a vehicle in 1991. It was shown, and then it was discussed. Good one, Shane. It was discussed, and then by 1993, which we all know was the last full year of development because the line was over at retail in 94. They dropped it due to expense, but that was a prototype 1/18th scale G.I. Joe train that had an armadillo type thing and a tank and what looks a lot like the Thunderclap cannon.
Mhm.
Oh, and can I
We're not talking about the Tycho set that was released.
press present?
Yeah.
And show them how
No.
hard it is in the printing?
Good night, Emmett.
So we'll talk about that next time. But anyways, it's a cool story that they were going to make a 1/18th scale G.I. Joe electric train set that was bigger than the Tycho one.
Yeah, the taco was 1/64th, right?
Yeah, the HO scale.
Yeah.
You know, it was in line with like the trucking sets that they had and the
Mhm.
regular racing sets and everything else.
Is
Yeah,
it any similar to the Tycho one?
not even close. No,
Like design-wise, no?
no. The Tycho one was just a train set / racetrack. It wasn't anything special.
I don't want that.
Yeah, this.
We're gonna we'll talk about it in a couple of weeks, anyways.
Emmett's gone.
That there is the taco set.
Mhm.
There's the
Everybody-
Tycho.
Yeah.
Pretty close to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just a train.
Yep.
Just a train set. Yep. So, anyways,
Okay, chew.
got the 3D printer. Finally did get the 3D printer. Finally got that started today, which was, I gotta tell you, you gotta have a really sturdy table to set that sucker up on because it's really, really large. We've gotten filament for the moray, we got filament for the whale, which I'm going to try to do an experiment on later this week to try to make something extra special
We have anything for the flag?
for the whale. I'm not doing a flag.
Makes sense.
It is, but I'm looking at print times on some of the smaller stuff that we're looking. I don't have 3 months to print a flag.
Okay, the item we are doing right now is taking 19 hours.
Yeah, for one piece, it's going to be 2
Something like
weeks.
this big.
It's going to be 2 weeks to make that. So maybe by the time we're back here in 2 weeks, we'll have something to show you.
I wonder how many printers you would have to make a flag in a considerable amount of time.
Oh no, Lord!
Well,
You'd have to have 10 or 12.
At least 8
Even
or
in-
9 or
even in the
10 or
1/18
12 or
scale.
14 or 16.
In the 1/18
Yeah,
scale,
that's
you'd have to have
cool.
10 or 12 of them like I've
Yeah.
got. It would still take you 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
3 weeks.
the classified scale flag, the one that is complete, that I've only seen pictures of, and I know the guy that got me into this, he's seen it. He's seen it in person. There's one that you've seen that's 14 foot, but that's like a scanned in 66% upscaled of an
Yeah.
original flag. This original classified flag that was built is 21 feet long.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's just its own thing entirely.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's not.
somebody had 3D printed a Terra drone. If I can find a picture, I'll send it to Shane. I sent it the other day on Facebook, and it's 5.5 foot tall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have those plans for
Yeah.
a classified scale Terradrome. I just haven't decided if I'm going to try to do one or not. I have to tell you though, some of these plans
Do
are,
it.
some of
I'm
these
a bad
plans are
influence, I know.
cool. But some of them, like the Terradrome, you can kind of tell that those would be like for store displays. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
really wouldn't.
Or if Shane convinces you and decides to buy it from you,
Yeah.
and then tries to put it on his shelf and breaks
Some
his
tells me
shelf.
Shane's
I hate
boss
to-
will
it
make
would
him
be-
buy another house.
It would be a whole lot cheaper for Shane to buy a 3D printer and his own filament now.
Yeah, probably so.
Because I got to tell you, it would be
The plans would kill your printer.
Yeah.
pretty pricey. The plans for my Terradrome are cool because it's got catwalks and it's got 4 cannons instead of 2, and it's got ladders and it's got like docking ports for trouble bubbles, and it's really cool. They did a fantastic job on that one.
I tell you what, it
again,
looked like to me he done. It
This-
looked like he
this
took
thing
4
here-
of these shelves, like I got right here, and put them up, and actually just printed 3D stuff and went around it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of crazy actually. But you know what? If some of these really super talented guys, they keep putting these files out, and these printers get better and better all the time. You know, there's always going to be collecting, even if we get to this weird point where we're making our own stuff at some point.
I have some classified scale triple T plans.
Yeah.
That's in pieces and everything.
So, and the cool thing is just like you can repaint, but it's like reprint. You want
Right.
Night Force? Okay.
Print it in that color.
You know, you want Marauders? Okay. You want Tiger
Yeah.
Force? Okay. You know, it's just, it's very cool.
Well, Emmett, I think I know somebody might be interested in that triple T tank.
You?
I gotta look at those files. I haven't. Some of the files are kind of iffy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of them.
Kind of
Are,
like my devilfish.
yeah, the Devilfish wasn't great. But some of them are actually awesome. So
Corey wants that triple T in yellow and red with a bow on top.
what's that?
I said Corey wants that triple T in yellow and red with a bolo around the top.
I might have to have 2 triple T tanks.
That would be. You could do it, I suppose. I have a lot to learn. I mean, literally, I just got the stupid thing started today. I got a lot to learn. I don't know. My big one is capable of multicolored printing, 4 colors, or up to 8
Wow.
actually. but I don't know how to do it.
From War Games and WCW. He's got the flat jacket, the American flag bandana. He's wearing camo pants. Perfect for that tank.
There you go. So we will be at. We're going to have some stuff. We're going to have some stuff in Gadsden. We only got one table. So I might have to build some kind of like a rack or something to hang things from or something. I don't know.
We'll be selling a lot.
No, and I have not seen one, and I don't think one was made, but I have. We got the filament for. I'll give you one spoiler. I had to. John made me do it because he kept saying it, and it was ticking me off. So I just had to do it. I bought the filament for a classified scale Night Raven. I'm going to print that.
That was John's evil laugh.
I'm going to print that. Yeah, well, he started, I want a moray. I want a hydrofoil. And I said, okay. And then it was like, then he discovered that I had plans for a Night Raven. He said, oh,
and he went,
yeah, that's
See, there it is.
I don't even. I was looking at my OG today, and it's just like that freaking thing's got to be 4 feet long.
We're going to have to use my printer for some of this.
Yeah, your printer is going to be making a lot of the smaller parts because the big one is just.
Yeah, it'd be great for missiles and.
Yeah, missiles and seats and miscellaneous pieces. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but the way the slicers work, it shows you the part, and then it shows you if it will fit
Here, I'll show them my slicer.
in
I'll
the
show
specific machine. You can't do that.
Yes, I can. Watch.
I bet John wished he had to dump that 18-wheeler out in the desert after stealing all them Supergirl figures.
Yeah, right. What are you doing?
Anyway, just grab the file from there.
All right. Are we still on camera, or are you looking at our screen?
I haven't shared the screen yet.
So that we're still on camera.
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay. Some of you might find this interesting. Some of you just pick one, would you?
Come on, Emmett.
He's going to scroll through 50
got 2
files to
minutes.
see something he likes, and it's just like, no, you're missing the point. Do you see how this works?
Hey, it's not shared yet.
Well, share it. Present us.
Come on, Emmett. 30
Really?
seconds.
We're running out of time. You got less than a minute.
Oh, not dead.
I think Emmett froze.
No, not dead.
What the heck are you doing?
This worked.
No?
You're gonna have to pull it up. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, Lord. Now we got one of those infinite loops going there.
Lord.
Do you see that? Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
I can
No.
see it, but I don't know what it is.
That you see that box that part is sitting in?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
box is the size of his printer. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he can make parts that fit inside that box.
Yeah.
So
If
for
it-
this, I can change the scale. I can.
Yeah,
cut
they
it.
don't need a lesson in it. It's just, but do you see how you can upscale things if you wanted to go to
Mhm.
classified scale, as long as the detail exists. Some of the small stuff, it really doesn't work, but that's kind of how it works. And it's kind of neat because these machines come with these slicers. So yeah, that's almost as pretty much so as big as he's going to go on his machine.
This is how big his files are.
Yeah, my printer deck, I could print 1.5 of Emmett's whole printer on my print deck,
Right.
which is cool. Okay, stop sharing. There we go. So that gives you an idea of how it all looks. But you can see how some of the files are just expanded, smaller files,
Yeah.
but they don't have the same detail and stuff as ones that were created to be 1/12 scale. So you got to kind of be careful.
Now his slicer is much more complex.
Yeah, my slicer is a lot more. I'm not going to be able to learn most of this. I'm just going to get by. But no, I mean, I know, like the guy Steven Koch that I've been getting the plans from and stuff. He's got 6 or 8 printers running all the time. The only ones he does not do is, and he farms this out, is the resin printers, because he said the fumes are so bad that
Oh, imagine so.
the
The clear resin.
he can't run them. It makes his whole family sick. So, and I don't have a resin printer, so for like canopies, transparent parts, I'm going to have to farm those out. So, can I have just 1 second, Shane?
Yeah, man.
If any of you guys know anything about printing, and not 3D printing, but printing, what I need to be able to do is I need to be able to get copies of repro stickers for these vehicles from like Toy Hacks or Rattlers Repro, or you know what I'm saying. But I need to be able to blow those up to classified scale for these vehicles. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's difficult, impossible, they can't get I don't know what the deal is, but no one is doing that. If any of you guys have any experience with printing, know somebody that could print that type of decal, let me know, please, so that I can see about getting some good decal set up for these 3D printed stuff. And I would buy the the decals from Rattler or
Right.
Toy Hacks, and then get them to a printer so that they could blow them up.
You could probably get one of those crickets. Is that what it's called?
Something?
It's a vinyl printer. I know you can buy
stuff.
I know you can buy like the transparent sticker stuff and then just print what you want to on it. I'm pretty sure you can do it with that.
Somebody needs to look into that, because
I'll check it out for you.
yeah, I'm curious. I'm in over my head already.
My niece used to do that stuff. I know she's still got the stuff to do it, and basically you just can't send her like a screen grab, a picture of what you want. She can scale it up or down or do whatever thing you want to it.
Yeah, and I don't understand why no one does this. But I mean,
she was doing the initials on the back for windows and stuff from cars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cool. Because some of this stuff has got such iconic decals, like the moray. A lot of this stuff, it's just not going to be right without it.
Or the devilfish.
Devilfish, yeah, I suppose. So, anyways, hey guys, thanks for a good show. Thanks for a good conversation.
The interaction is great.
I would almost guarantee you that in 2 weeks' time, it's going to be a very interesting show. How's that? You're really not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss the next one. So 2 weeks from tonight, we will be back. We will be right on the doorstep of Yojo June. So, and hopefully there'll be some good stuff to show off by then. So, anyways, thanks everybody. Good night, John.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.